I've been doing it for the last 7 years. And I had to be creative, resourceful, just patient learning this aspect of marketing. And it's been pretty successful for me. I even have a couple of viral videos on TikTok. And I now use the skills that I learned from making videos in my cake business to here in the real estate. So when I started real estate, I really don't know what value I can give, but I do know how to make these. So I started posting it, and it kind of blew up within the small community that I'm in right now. And my goal right now is to hopefully help and teach you guys on how to make reels as well. So, So one of the questions that I get asked is it really necessary? Does establishing social media presence help with your real estate business? And to that, I say yes. I like many businesses, your real estate business can really benefit from just being present and active on social media. It's a great way to connect to your business partners, your active and potential investors, keep them in the loop and keep them educated, informed, without the need to like call them or meet them in person. So you don't have to like ring them up and say, hey, the word for the day is debt service coverage ratio. Do you know what that is? Or, like I went to a conference in the East Coast and brushed shoulders with David Goggins and Jamie Kern-Lima. Like, oh, do you know these people? And then they'll say, no, I don't know them. So it's like giving them information and education without being awkward, right? They can choose to listen to it at their own time without the pressure of reacting to what you're giving them. But you also keep them informed with what you're doing. You keep them engaged by the value that you're giving. And it keeps their interest peaked. So they'll follow you on your journey and hopefully partner with you or become your investors in the future. So the next question that I get is, do I need to have thousands of followers or go viral in order to have a successful real estate business? So I'll give you guys a case in point here. Hopefully okay. When I was doing my practice, these pictures aren't showing. So these are some of the real estate investors that are very, very active on social media right now. So we have Vina Jetty with 33,000 followers. Tyler Devro has 33,000. Hunter Thompson has 17,000 followers. And Rod Cliff has like 175 followers. A lot, right? Well, these people, they basically hired a social media team to make their own content. So they have a team that's doing this full time for them. They're extremely successful. They're already known in the real estate industry, very high credibility in this space. Everybody knows them. And they have like educational program that needs to reach a much wider audience. And so you see here, they have like a whole bunch of following and they post pretty much regularly. And they have like their own goals, right? They need to reach a lot of followers, and that's why they have this much following. Now, if you look in this part, in this next slide, we also have these other people in the real estate space. They're also very much successful, but if you look at their following, they don't really have that much of a follower, right? So we have Edmund Chen, who runs a multi-million family office. We have Paul Montelongo and Trevor Thompson. They own multiple multifamily properties. They have an educational program. They're sponsors in the real estate space. We also have Perry Zhang, who is the creator of Cashflow Portal. Joe Fairless, whose podcast is one of the best in the real estate industry. We have Dave Lindahl here, who is the founder of RE Mentor, one of the biggest real estate coaching programs, and Neil Bawa, the multifamily mastermind, is followed by so many people because of his exact predictions in the market. They don't have tens of thousands of followers, And some of them don't even post regularly, and yet they're very successful in their expertise and is known throughout the space. So basically, the short answer is no. Remember that in real estate or any business, it's not being viral or being popular, it's the value that you give. You don't need to have a huge following or make these viral videos that are entertaining, gimmicky in order to attract investors and business partners. So what you want to focus on is quality over quantity. And you get quality followers depending on the amount of value that you give them through the videos. Okay, so viral videos, they tend to attract a wider range of audience, and so it casts like a bigger net, and many of the people that are caught in this net will be good for view count, but they're not necessarily the ones that you want to do business with. So the main focus of your reel should be value over virality. Okay. So the quick start for this is you choose which platform you want to make your account. For me, I am very active on Instagram, but I do suggest being active on LinkedIn as well, posting videos there because it is more business than social. And then set your goal. What kind of videos or reels would you like to create? Is it something that you want to educate your audience? Do you want to share your journey in the real estate industry? Do you want to motivate them? Or do you want to inform them of the latest news and anything that pertains to real estate or whatever business you have, right? Or you can do a mixture of all these four, and that's going to be a lot better in terms of your content. And then you're going to find a beginner friendly video editing app. So for me, I use CapCut, and they didn't pay me to promote them, but it really is so easy to use. They even have templates in which you can use to like just put your videos in, and then they'll make a really nice video for you. Or if you want, you can just use the editing feature on Instagram or Facebook. The features that they have on CapCut, Instagram, and Facebook are pretty much similar. So if you learn one app, it's easier to navigate the other apps. Although for me, by experience, I only use CapCut heavily or Instagram if there are a few features in Instagram that's not in CapCut. And then after you do step 1, 2, 3, you're going to think about content planning, right? So like, how can I introduce myself without selling or promoting my business upfront? And what information does my target audience need? And this is, to me, is very important because the one thing that drives people away from, your content is if all you're doing to reach out is to sell them something. So again, you have to focus on value and only do the selling part in your biography or stories, or a few videos every now and then, but that shouldn't be the major content in your accounts. Okay? So answering these questions will help you plan the reels that you will be making. So these are some of the reels. There's a lot of ways to make reels, but for me, this would be some of the easiest for beginners, but will also give a lot of value, a lot of information at the same time to your audience. So this is number 1. It's called a short B-roll. Okay, and then let's look at this one. Okay, so short B-rolls basically are like behind the scenes clip. You're not really talking to the phone, but you're still showing like backgrounds of, like for example, reading a book, typing in your laptop, the work that you do, right? You go to a conference, you're walking through a property, you can take snippets of that and add a visual or audio hook like the music that we have here, add a text. So for example, this one, this is something that your audience will read while it's going through a loop. So it's shorter playtime, but it can be watched more than one time. And the information is pretty much digestible. It's easy because you're not giving them a whole bunch of description or information, and they get value in it right away. So the second one is what we call a remix. And this one is one of my favorites.
Money is not the goal. It's just a tool to buy freedom. That's all money is good for. You can't take it with you when you go. The way I look at my time is very similar. I protect my time with my family at all costs.
100% agree on this. That's why my husband and I prioritize investing in business over work, saving over spending, and quality time with our kids over everything else. How do you use your time? Okay, so that's the remix. So basically, it's taking a snippet of an existing video on Instagram and reacting to that. So if you don't know before, on Instagram, you can actually download some of the videos from people you follow. So for example, that I just downloaded that from Vina Jetty's account and made a reaction to it. So it's very easy way to add value to your audience. You're taking somebody who is credible, talking about real estate or goals or values that you want to share with them, and agreeing or maybe disagreeing to it, right? So if you're bold enough, you can use a video in which the person has opinions you don't agree with and explain afterwards why you don't align with them, but of course in a respectful way, right? So for example, a person discussing that the market is crashing soon, or the multifamily real estate is a scam. Like, you can use this opportunity to educate your viewers while creating an interesting video. And also, it's a good way to connect with that person that you're using the video from. So make sure that person is tagged, or invite them to a collaboration. So that really helped me make a connection with Vina Jetty. So for example, I made a lot of videos about the speakers on Peak and MFIN, and I tagged them and invited them as collaborators, and most of them said yes. So you can actually see some of my videos in other real estate investors' account, which in turn not only gives me a good connection with them, but also I have tapped into their followers as well. And now the third one, this one is, I would say, the longest time to make, but this one gives the most value. So it's called an A roll.
So you got investors into your deal. But what do you do next? As investor relations, our job doesn't end with raising enough capital to close the deal. For the next 5 years, you will manage expectations of your investors. When investors trust you with their money, they have certain expectations like transparency, regular updates, and that you'll work hard to make their investment grow. So, what can we do today to manage these expectations better? Here are a few actionables. First and foremost, communicate regularly. Set up a schedule for consistent updates. Whether it's a monthly newsletter or quarterly financial reports, keeping your investors in the loop helps maintain trust. Second, be transparent. Share both the highs and lows. If there are challenges, be honest about them and explain the steps you're taking to address the issues. Honesty can prevent misunderstandings and build credibility. Number three, set clear expectations. At the start of your relationship with investors, outline what they can expect in terms of communication, performance, targets, and timelines. Clear expectations from the beginning can prevent future conflicts. By meeting and managing these expectations, you'll build trust and ensure long-term relationships with your investors.
Right, so that's the longest one. Usually long A rolls need to be no less than a minute. I think I had this at 1:11. So A rolls are basically videos in which the main subject or speaker is upfront and presenting the narrative. So it can be just like this, or it can be an interview, like like in podcasts, product presentations, and like speeches during conferences. And this is, again, I would say the most challenging because it involves a lot of transitions and talking in front of the camera, requires a script. But this gives your audience the best idea of who you are and what value you can give them. And so you can use this to educate people about real estate in so many ways because it's longer too. So you can show your expertise, you can give a lot of info, right? So you can do like word of the day, how we make money through forced appreciation. You can also discuss recent topics such as the Dow, falling 1,000 points a few days ago and how it affects real estate. Or you can discuss about the new lending rules by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So or also if you're walking in a property, you can also film yourself in that setting and talk about what you like and dislike about the property, why you're choosing that location. Showing yourself in the space, it also adds credibility in your audience eyes. So there's a lot of things you can do with an A roll once you get used to making them. So just a few tips on making videos. First, make sure that you tag people in your video, add as collaborators. When you post, make sure that you comment on the replies, and then incorporate hashtags that are no less than 1 million in use. Hashtags are not as big as it was before, but it'll still help categorize your post for people searching for that certain topic. So no more than 10 hashtags. Before, when I started, it used to be like 30 hashtags. Now it's like it actually gives the algorithm a red flag. So just no more than 10 hashtags, and don't use any crazy hashtag that no one will ever look for. So like networking with like-minded people or my journey in multifamily real estate, like they're too long. Make it more generalized. Okay. So, and not too lengthy. When you put captions in your reels, I would say 50 to 100 words. These keeps your audience attention and also adds a view to your reels, especially with short B-rolls, because they're reading it, but at the same time, the B-roll is just like 3 seconds. So it'll keep looping, and it'll add to your view count. Now, to train the algorithm, you need to engage with accounts that are related to your niche. Okay, so it'll give you more suggestions on who to follow, who to connect with, and feed you more posts that are related to your business. And then practice making reels, explore the editing options, have fun with it. 10 minutes a day, just to familiarize yourself. Because the more you practice making it, the easier it'll be and the faster that you'll be able to make them. Kim said, how am I doing it fast? Well, I've done it so many times that I just know how to navigate through all of the features. But I didn't do it in a day, not even a week. I learned it over the years. And then number 5, fact check the information that you are including in your post and tag the source of the information. So as real estate investors, we want the information that we are giving to our audience to be true and credible. So cite your sources. If that information didn't come from yourself, it came from another source. So mention them in your video and even in your captions, okay? And then no mindless scrolling, for focus on your content creation and your audience only. And that kind of ties with number 3, which is engage with accounts related to your niche. So the best advice that I saw on Instagram is only set 15 minutes engaging in your audience of your accounts, and use your account only for real estate purposes. If you start watching videos that are unrelated to real estate or mindset or motivation, your algorithm will read the patterns. So if you start liking cat videos or K-pop videos, it'll start being fed in your feed. So your videos will, the videos that we will see in your feed will be about that, right? And the algorithm is made for that. It's made to keep you in that app, right? So be really mindful of how you're using your account. And then remember that social media presence does not equal to in-person connection and relationships. You still have got to go out there and meet and talk to people. Go to conferences, go to meetups, make those calls where people can actually hear your voice and see that you are a real person. There's no better way to connect with that. And when you're making your videos, be true to who you are. Don't mimic other people, even if they went viral, even if they're famous, if that's not you, you know. But also maintain a professional demeanor, because you're doing this not just for entertainment, but it is a part of your business. And also be mindful of what you post on social media. Will it be helpful? Will it be offensive? Will it bring value? Always ask these questions before posting. Okay, so time for some action. Are you guys ready to try and make a reel?
Get after it.
Awesome. Okay. So again, Evanson, just read this right here, the instructions, and then if you are interested, do download the app and practice. Okay. So we're gonna create this kind of video. Okay. So this is a form of a short B reel, but you have this caption, no, sorry, not caption, this text hook right here. 3 things that I learned raising capital, right? And then some nice music, and it'll keep looping because it's only like 3 seconds. And so we want a catchy hook like that. So this is how we're going to do it. Okay, so go ahead and open your Instagram app. Okay. And this is probably the awkward part, but you got to start doing this, guys. Okay. Introvert, extrovert, you got to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your phone and then take a video of yourself. You can probably just go and type on your laptop or your desktop keyboard. You can get a book, or you can get a notebook and journal, but make sure that you are like in a 45-degree angle that you can see it. So prop your phone somewhere and then take a video for 10 to 15 seconds, okay? Is everyone ready? Okay. Take a video. 10 seconds. Okay. Did everybody get their own videos? Awesome. So now we're going to go to the Instagram app. Okay. Okay. And then you're going to press the plus button in the bottom. Okay, and then it'll show you the video that you just took, right? So choose the video that you made and hit next. And then trim it to 3 seconds. So I had you do 10 seconds so you have, you know, like if you want to choose the best angle or, you know, like the best few seconds in your video, then you can do that. Okay, so once you trimmed it, is everybody good? Okay. So now you're gonna press next, and then you're going to add a text hook, not a caption actually. It's called a text hook. So choose the text sign A, it should be at the top. And then type the caption, 3 things I learned raising capital. So in my video, it was at the side. It's up to you. You can put your text hook at the top 3/4 of your screen, or you can put it on the side as well. Everyone following along so far? Okay. And then we're going to add some music. So at the top of your screen, you'll see a note icon. So press that and see if the music called transformation is already at the top. If not, you can search it real quick.
Michelle, is there any way to zoom in to your screen? I just can't read the text.
Oh, let me see if I can.
I don't know if that's possible on Zoom, but
Yeah, if you on your computer, I know like on my iPad on the mouse pad, I can zoom in. I'm not sure if it's not a Mac, but you can zoom in a little bit because I have the same thing.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I can't zoom it. Oh, hold on.
If you highlight on your computer on like towards the bottom right, there'd be like a magnifying. There you go.
Oh, okay. So let's go to, since we're at number 2, right? Let's do this. How's that?
oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Oh. So now, okay, everybody got the transformation music on? You guys found it? Okay.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do now is, music is really important when you are making videos, because sometimes you have to kind of, how do you say it? Like match the rhythm of the music to the video that you're making. And so for this, I wanted to drag it to 14, because if you leave it at the first and you listen to it, see, it's like kind of annoying to if you keep listening to it in a loop. But if you go to 14, to the 14 seconds, so you don't have that really loud drumming sound at the beginning. So it's just looping. Okay. Okay. So now that you've done your music, swipe left. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see the Paris filter. So kind of swipe just once and then click next. Okay, so you should be on the part where you have the option to like put your captions in or post it now. I want you to hit save draft. And the reason for that is it'll take time to make a good caption, and it's kind of personal. We have different things that we learned in capital raising so far, and so you're going to take a little bit of time on that, because that's the most value, right, that you're going to share to your audience. So you need a little bit of time to think about that. But once you save it, you have a short B reel already, and you've learned how to make a reel. And this is one of the most trending reels, reel types that's going on Instagram right now, even on TikTok, even on Facebook. So you already know how to make one on your own. So now come back to that after this, and then add in your caption, right? But do put at the start, so, and I'm sharing these so you don't have to do the same. So when it comes to text hooks and to like beginning of the caption, you want to use something that's gonna kind of, touch people emotionally. Like, oh shoot, like, is this really serious? What mistakes did you make or something? So that kind of gets people's attention. And then you then put what you've learned, and then they become informed. They learn something from your mistakes, and that's adding value to them. And then again, with the hashtag, no more than 10 hashtags. These are some of the ones that I always use. Feel free to screenshot them, and then after that, you're going to edit the cover as well. You're gonna press profile, but you will see this once once you're in the posting part already. Okay, so you'll see this with on the picture, and you'll kind of just adjust how it'll look like on your profile grid. But yeah, that's about it. That's how you make a reel. And then I know if you guys are interested in learning more about that, I am very much happy to set up a one-on-one with you. If you guys want to learn how to one-on-one or group, right? If you guys want to learn the remix or the longer A reels, I would love to teach you guys that. So far, okay. So do we have any questions? I know making real social media, there's a lot of things that you factor in to make successful videos. So I'm pretty sure I didn't cover everything. This is just a little bit of it. So does anybody have any questions? We have about 7 minutes.
I have a comment. First of all, thank you. I've been feeling like making social media was so hard, and you just made that so easy.
It's very, yeah, it's
Um,
easy, yeah.
Now, this next question is going to sound a little bit sketch, but bear with me. Is
Mhm.
I was talking to someone about social media just because it's something that I know, I'm somebody that needs to work on it. But somebody had given me advice, whether good or bad, and they said find someone like a Dave Lindahl or someone who does have a lot of exposure. And they said just scroll all the way down to even like a year or two ago. And if you're ever stuck on content, is just use the same content they're using, almost as your post schedule. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's actually a great way to do it. In fact, on one of Tyler Devereaux's podcast where he had Rena Jetty as a speaker, Rena Jetty basically said, um, if you hear something from us, successful real estate investors, you can basically just regurgitate what you've heard from these people, but also say, yes, oh, I heard from this guy, I learned from Dave Lindahl that this is da. That's totally fine, you know um, also because you gave credit to where you got it from, and also it's a good way to kind of associate yourself with this person, and you can tag Dave Lindahl now, and so I don't think it's sketchy at all. A lot of people do that. I think it's fine.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll get off my soapbox and let other people ask questions. I know I've got a little bit, but anybody else, you feel free to, you don't have to type it in the chat. Feel free to just take yourself off mute and ask away. I will now interject again. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
do know, I know just keeping the attention of the person that's watching, I noticed in your video is doing a lot of like position changes.
Mhm.
How do you do like the zoom ins? Like it'd be like, hey, da 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 da, and then you'll be here, da 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 da. And then, how do you do all the zoom in, zoom out? Because I noticed you have to do that or a video can get a little bit monotonous.
Mhm.
I don't know if that doesn't necessarily need to be a demo or something you just kind of talk on, but I noticed that's something that seems important.
Yeah, so there's two things I do. So if you see the zoom, the best way to do that is kind of cut your videos and then just zoom it. You're just going to do this
Oh,
screen a little bit at a time. So if you can actually, let me see if I can go back to the video.
so you're not actually doing a bunch of different takes, like cutting yourself off mid sentence, going here,
Sometimes I
redoing
do.
it.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I do. So if you look at this one,
So you
Ian's
got
like, I see this every
into a
day.
deal.
yeah.
But what do you do next? As investor relations, our
So
job
you see
doesn't end
there's
with
three
raising enough
scenes on that
capital to
already.
close the deal. For the next 5 years, you
That
will
one is
manage
different, but I
expectations
zoomed a
of your
bit.
investors. When
Gotcha.
investors trust you with their money,
So
they
this
have
is
certain
another feature
expectations like
that you can do on
transparency,
CapCut
regular
or
updates,
Instagram.
and that you'll work hard to make their investment grow. So, what can we do today to manage these expectations better? Here are a few actionables. First and foremost, communicate regularly. Set up a schedule for consistent updates. Whether it's a monthly newsletter or quarterly financial reports, keeping your investors in the loop helps maintain
And so those
trust.
backgrounds,
Second,
I just got
be
it off
transparent.
Canva.
Share both the highs
Okay.
and lows. If there are challenges, be honest about them and explain the steps you're taking to address the issues. Honesty can prevent misunderstandings and build credibility. Number three, set clear expectations. At the start of your relationship with investors, outline what they can expect in terms of communication, performance, targets, and timelines. Clear expectations from the beginning can prevent future conflicts. By meeting and managing these expectations, you'll
And
build
then at the
trust
end, I
and
kind of
ensure
went back.
long-term
So
relationships
see,
with your
I kind of
investors.
zoomed. And then
Right.
again, yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
there's so many ways to do it. Like I guess I just got used to like repositioning myself. I have an idea like so what I do is based on the script as well. And I try not to stay on one position like in one line, you know. So
Right.
like position one line, kind of like that. Or one idea, then this one position. Yeah.
Makes sense. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Anybody else?
And
What's
then
that setup? What's your setup look like? Because you got that 10K quality. Like we haven't even come up with that type of quality quite yet. How are you getting that?
oh really? Okay, so I just used my iPhone actually. Um
Really?
uh I know you guys, some of you guys probably know that I won the social media award and I got some really cool equipment with that, but I don't use the camera. I find it to be too it takes a lot of work. And so I just use my iPhone. And then what you want to do is, let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, so if you guys are in this part already, you know, the part where you're about to post,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you go to advanced setting at the very bottom, and then you will see what's called a media quality. So hit that, and it'll upload your video at the highest quality.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll have to do that.
Yeah.
I'll send you my address for the camera and PayPal.
Yeah, it's a lot of like I have to like upload it to my computer, then upload it to my phone, and I'm like, you know what? I've been used to my phone for the longest time, so I'll just use this.
Right.
But besides that, I have this lighting here. Ta-da.
Nice.
That's my lighting. I also have a small light here that has a fan because it does get hot, especially when you like I'm making reels. And then just
Right.
you know whatever background you want, you can use a background from Canva. You can make a real-time background. It's really up to you. So
Okay.
again, on one of those videos, you see me on my using my bookshelf as a background. It's fine. But I think if you go to like any apartment, any property, and have that as your background, and just kind of have a script ready, do a 30-second take video, I think that would be really great, because that really adds to your credibility. Like, oh, he's actually in the property. Like, okay, he's serious about it.
Absolutely. No, I appreciate it. I definitely, I can't, I'd like to speak for everyone else and say there's a lot of value in that, because I think, social media is a space that, you don't get a lot of mentors in. So definitely appreciate your time. Glad to always be on your side when it comes to equity exchange, but I got a lot out of it today. So hopefully I can
That's
exchange
awesome.
some back.
Yeah, thank you so much for all of you guys' time. And if you'd like to connect with me, here's my email and here's my IG, so you can see the ways that I make reels. And if you're interested on one of them, like how can I make one myself? Yeah, just shoot me an email and we'll get it going.
Awesome. We'll see you guys in the breakout room. I got a
Thank
couple
you.
other steps as far as networking. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Button just yet, so thank you for not cutting us off abruptly.
Yeah, yes, I know. We're in there just getting some of these golden nuggets, and Beth has us putting in some work, and then we're doing some math, and I'm like, I need all the time I can get. So
I love the practical application. We, I'll brag a little bit in our room. We all made social media reels. So, I'll brag on that.
Wow.
awesome. Oh, missed it.
And
Missed
Michelle
it.
auctioned off a camera too. So it was great.
What?
We were just doing cap rates. I don't want anybody to get hurt in life.
We're just doing math. Everyone's tired. And
Just doing math on a Saturday morning.
Tim, what did everyone do?
Some numbers. Snap.
we had a party.
Not valuable. Raise your hand if that was valuable. The people in my room, was it valuable to learn about the cap
Social
rate?
media
Yeah.
reels don't matter if your cap rate is bad. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm
social
just
media is
saying.
just supplementary, right? Now, social media is just supplementary. You still have to learn your craft. You really have to be a good, real estate investor, because this is
Yes.
social media is just marketing. At
Yes.
the end, you have to be really good at what you're doing to make your investors and business partners happy.
100%.
There's so much synergy between what Tim was talking about and what you're saying, Michelle, because one of the pillars that Tim talked about was putting yourself out there as an authority and using social media for that and Facebook groups and such. So yeah, you gotta kind of know what you're talking about, and when you're pitching things, and then have a platform to actually talk about it on. So man, I can't wait to go back and watch the other videos, because I'm already seeing the parallels there.
What a wonderful call. Go ahead, Beth.
Request. So if you weren't in my room and you want me to walk you through the cap rate example that I did in our room, whether you're an investor or an operator, scan my QR code, please. And I'd love it if you text me a picture of you. I was really bad. I should have been taking pictures, but scan my QR code, reach out to me, grab a calendar link, like a 20-minute Zoom, and I'll walk you through that. So I honestly believe in this industry, good operators create a good industry. So whether I'm making it or not, I want everybody to either know how to buy right, invest right, or do a property correctly. And that's really important to me, because we took over a distressed asset from a really terrible operator. And I don't ever want to hear someone who's an investor, an LP, ever say like that they were in a bad syndication. And I think bad syndications happen because people aren't properly educated. So that's my give back, is to make sure, whether you're an operator or an investor, that you have some level of education that gets you a little bit closer to sophisticated. So they trust us, right? So at the end of the day, if you're not trustworthy and you don't really care about what happens to them, shame on you. So You know, your concierge in real estate, turning your money into moolah.
I love that. See, great marketing, great marketing. I also put the link in there for Tim's event next month as well. So if you guys
Awesome. Thanks,
Is
Emily.
Is it a monthly thing, you guys?
This is
Is
a
this
capital. I'm sorry.
Is this a monthly webinar?
Oh, this here. Yes. The equity
Absolutely.
exchange is the second Saturday of every month. Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I definitely want to. I imagine since this is my first time on, I'll be getting an email from you guys.
I usually send out an email thanking you, and we'll announce next month's speakers.
Perfect. I'd love it. And I'm sad I didn't get to see all the others. If it was as good as Beth's, then
And I will drop the link for the YouTube channel.
And definitely feel free to, while we're on the topic on the chat here, is, you know, kind of thing I love about it and sometimes gets overlooked is, I mean, we're called the equity exchange, right? It's not a one-sided equation. So we've got a lot of speakers are quote unquote giving us game on, you know, their expertise, if you will. So throw in there if you've got any meetups, any events that, you know, we can also exchange equity back. I mean, that's what the community is really about here. You know, it's not just a, hey, look at Michelle, myself, Kimberly, and the speakers out here. Is everybody can provide value to each other. And I mean, I definitely want to provide value and get value from people who are taking time out of their Saturday morning to hop on. So just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Winston. Thank you. So now if you guys are not aware, I'll explain what's happening. We will go into breakout rooms we'll end the call with some small, short networking rooms, a couple 10 minutes. We don't put more than 3 people in the room. That way that 10 minutes can be just you guys. So I'll probably actually do it off too. So now, thank you, Joe, for announcing that as well. If you guys have to run, this is the perfect time to do it. I'll do the math off the number of people that are here. And then I'll put it into the room, or actually this is the one that's shuffled, and Zoom will send you out.
And we'll have a portion at the end, I think at the end, Kimberly, with a shameless plug.
You
So,
know
like,
what?
if you got
Let's do
deals
that
that
right
you like
now.
okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, let's do that right now. That's what we decided. So does anyone have an event? Like we can start, Tim, you can shout out yours first for next month. Let's start there. So get the hang of it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I am hosting, my now 3rd capital raising summit. We have speakers from all over the country flying in. One of our keynote speakers is Paul Hutchison. His fund is now a $50 billion fund with a B. Huge, yes. And Pace Morby is our other keynote speaker that's coming. A lot of you guys might have heard his name. He's a huge social media influencer. Brad Sumrock, Bacon Multifamily here, and many other speakers that are coming. So you get to come learn all about capital raising, network with other capital raisers, fund managers that are there. And so, yeah, it's coming up on September 19th to 21st here in Houston, Texas. The link is in the chat here for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we have a 40% off right now, so go check it out.
Awesome. In Houston, I love it. Texas always has something going on. All right, anyone else have a meetup that they would like to share? Michelle, I know you guys host one in California, right?
Yes, actually, we have the Napa Valley Investors Connection happening on Monday, August 19, from 6 o'clock to 8 p.m. So it's going to be in Forge Pizza Napa. So any Bay Area peeps out there, come and join us for some fun networking and pizza.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, I'll do a shameless plug.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
So I'm actually on an amazing project, 233 units out of Vegas. If you want to register, we'd love to have you join us for a live Zoom on Wednesday at 5. Even if you're not looking at investing, I would highly recommend you come to learn. I always say that if you are in this industry, just come to learn. Pamela, was I pressure? You came, she comes, she looks. I'm not about pressure. If you want to invest, obviously I'm not going to tell you can't invest, but I also think if you're in this industry, come, see what the presentations look like. And ours is a really exciting one because it actually has a twist of philanthropy. And I'll leave it at that. So I love this. This project actually resonates with my heart because like my dad said, are you making money off your renters when I got into the industry? And I was like, well, usually Dad, that's sort of how it works. And if y'all know me, the reason I am doing this is for my dad, for taking care of him into his future. And so when I got on this project, he's like, oh, that is really cool. I'm like, you can be proud of me now, huh, Dad? He's like, yeah, that's really cool. So come check it out. Come join us. No pressure. You can register through that link and I'll make sure to forward you the Zoom access. So
Perfect.
it's a beautiful thing.
Okay. Well, so we have 22. If anyone would like to jump off, we get it life. It's Saturday. That's one of the reasons why I have it so early, so you can continue on with life and have the rest of the day to do it. But I have set the rooms and I will open them up. So I am going to do that.
Oh, yeah. So he's been at the
That's so
event.
funny.
Yeah.
What's
So I
up,
was
party
like,
people?
Hey, no, somebody I don't know. Okay, so we have to tell
oh, you
you.
need to know Winston. Winston's super smart.
Okay,
Oh,
so
thank you. I was
the
hoping, Rochelle,
funniest.
that you would shameless plug your deal. I was like, I don't know if you guys are still
Oh,
raising on that.
I was like, I don't know if I should put it on here. I don't know. I probably
Yes,
should have, but
always got to plug it everywhere you go.
Ask
I
for
know.
forgiveness, not permission.
I could put it in the chat. I noticed Rachel Cohen put it in the chat right before we flipped out of the room. So I was like, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can start
All right,
typing it now, and then when we get back in the room, you just hit send, so that it's
Okay.
like right there. No, Winston, I was gonna say, Rochelle and I met in a Zoom breakout room back in like March, April,
Mhm.
and it's so funny because every
I feel
time
like it was before that. Wasn't it before that? I feel like it was before peak.
no, it was after.
That's how long ago it was.
It was after.
It was, but I know because I was looking through my notes yesterday and I happened to see it when I wrote down notes about like it was the Taco Tuesday, it was a breakout room, and I was in a room with you and Kate, and I'd written it down because we had like, anyways.
You're so good taking notes. Yeah.
I was taking, yeah, and so it's funny because ever since then we always get put in the same breakout room. So when we got popped in today, just the two, I was like, of course, Zoom knows us. Like,
it's the equation. What do they call it? On Instagram?
The algorithm.
The algorithm, yeah.
Oh, but I love it because then her and I get to catch up, even though we didn't talk very much this week. So,
Yeah.
but we live only an hour away.
We're kind of accountability partner. We're accountability partners, so we're always bugging each other.
That's awesome. I gotta say too, Rochelle, I know, and I'm gonna sound like a stalker on this, but I want to commend you. I've got a true spot in my heart for those that are the parent-child like connection, or familial connection in the business. Because I've got a 4-year-old daughter, so I'm like, man, I can't wait to be able to hopefully have her interested and partner together on that. So I think that's awesome. So kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's funny because he's the one that actually got me into it. Because he was like in high school saying, I want to be a real estate investor. I'm like, you don't have any money. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was just, and it's sort of, I looked for education for him, and then I got sucked into it. So it's funny.
That's awesome. Like, what better way to bond, right? So I can. Where are you guys all? Since you're an hour away, where are you both from, or live at currently?
Northern California.
Man, you West Coast. I always get stuck with the West Coast people.
That's funny because I feel like I always get stuck with the Texas people or the East Coast people.
Where are you from?
So I just moved from Columbus, Ohio, down to Columbia, South Carolina. So I'm in the middle of the Sun Belt where everyone speaks highly of when it comes to insurance. But no, it's so I've literally seen Timber Point in person. I was going to ask, by the way, Rochelle, is why does Timber Point sound so familiar besides you guys just blasting it out? Was that something like I don't know if MFM had went over that before in like an underwriting on a fast track, but I feel like I've seen Timber Point before. I don't know where, but
Did you see Ryan Woolley did like a video and talked about it?
that's what
But
it was.
so
Okay.
he's the sponsor. So Ryan Woolley's the sponsor, and then if you know Ann Santos or Brad
Yeah.
Klein, like we're all on it together. So you could have heard it from any of
Gotcha.
us probably.
Great marketing. But tell me a little bit about yourself. Besides what I see on on the Facebook with deals getting plugged in, what do you guys do? What's your superpower per se? How far along are you in the journey?
You want to go first? Math genius, Gina?
So
The
I
math genius.
tell you,
We can introduce each other.
Yeah, let's see it. Do it. Go ahead. Let's see how good you know each other.
okay. So Rochelle
Oh,
is a capital raiser, and she's an investor relations. She's amazing. She is very extroverted and social, loves to talk and meet people. She's a mom of 4 boys, only one left in high school. He's 16.
yeah, good job.
Still learning how to drive.
Yeah, I just rear-ended someone right after he got his license. It's fine.
Wow.
She owns her own organizing business, and she's a personal organizer. And I mean, there's a lot of other stuff too.
Rochelle, how long have you been in the organizing business?
5 years.
I
Started
if I
before
ca-
COVID.
if I can, I'm in a networking group in Columbia. It's called A Million Cups, but we've got a gal who's starting a business. She's a nurse by trade, but she's doing an organizing business. So she's been trying to ask people for advice. I'd love to connect you guys. I mean, I know it's not real estate, but if you've been
No,
5
tell her to
years
call
in,
me. I got lots of advice. Tell her to call me. I
gotcha.
had to figure it out on my own because I was not willing to put money into it. So I joined Facebook groups. I read books. I found a coach that I never paid her money, but I went on all of her little podcasts that were free. I mean, there's a lot of ways she can figure it out for free and not spend a lot of money to start.
Awesome. She's been doing some, but everyone gave her feedback. It's like a room full of entrepreneurs, and they give feedback to startups. And there's you're not charging enough. I think she was doing $30 an hour.
Yeah, she needs to charge double what a cleaner would charge, at least double what a house cleaner would charge. It's a very different skill set than cleaning a house.
Okay. Well, I'll have to pass that on. That's awesome. Gina, what about you? Oh, Rochelle, what about Gina?
Okay, I'll tell you. Woo! So Georgina, her real name's Georgina, even though she puts Gina on there. I call her Georgina, but
that's because she has a sister named Gina, and so that's how she differentiates.
Yeah.
I see.
No, it's because from the original time I met her, Georgina was on the screen, and so I always thought her name was Georgina until people started calling her Gina, and she changed her name. I was like, hold on, I learned it the wrong way. Now I can't call you Gina. But yeah. Anyway, so she's an awesome math teacher. She's able to reach students that struggle with math with her. She has different ways of teaching that, which I appreciate because I have kids that have issues with learning. And so I appreciate teachers that teach to all the different types of learners. But she picked up underwriting super fast, and she takes her, underwriting to the coaches, and they find very little wrong with it or nothing wrong with it. So I met a guy at a networking event that wants to get into multifamily. He's a fix and flipper, and I'm like, he wanted an underwriter. I'm like, I got an underwriter, call this girl. So,
I tutored him last night for an hour.
You did? How'd that go?
It went really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have another meeting on Wednesday. So
okay,
yeah,
good.
I taught him stuff, and then he sent me a text. He had a picture of some math equation he'd written on a piece of paper. He sent me a text while we're on the phone. And he was like, I just sent you a picture. Can you look at that? And do you understand what it says? And I looked at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is about interest. And I started explaining what all the numbers were, even though I had no idea what the problem was. And the light bulb went on, and he was like, oh my God, I can read this. He's like, I get this. I understand exactly. And he was like, I've had it written down for months, and I've been looking at it. And it didn't make any sense. And he was like, you are an amazing math teacher. Just within 2 seconds, he was like,
teacher. She's a good teacher.
He was like,
I love it. I love it.
2 seconds ago, he had no idea.
Oh, and she has 4 daughters.
Yeah, I have 4 daughters. She has 4 sons. And they're close
Man.
in, like, not too far in age, which is really cool. I didn't get a chance to meet you.
Well, 15 seconds in Columbia, South Carolina. Love to underwrite. Looking all within the Carolina markets. Actually just left the W-2 last week, so I'm all in on it. So let's definitely connect.
Always.
These
Thank
are so
you.
much fun. I love these. I just love these sessions. These are the best.
I appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you.
Oh man.
I know
Rochelle,
that.
put your plug in again.
Yeah, Rochelle's got a plug she wants to put in there.
I did text it in the chat. We are
Yeah.
raising for 152 unit complex in Georgia. So if anybody wants a good value add opportunity, let me know.
Awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
And I want Winston to announce you just left your W-2, so that's a win.
Officially, yeah, the consulting contract's over. I'm all in on real estate. I love it.
Yay!
Yay, good. Have to get to work.
Can I ask where in Georgia? And are you from Georgia, Rochelle?
No, I'm in California, but our partners are in Florida, so they're close by. But it's in Macon, so it's about an hour and a half from Atlanta.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody in here in South Carolina?
Ironically, I'm in Charleston right now, but only for a few more hours.
I'm just saying, I have a streak. You know how they have in the factories, like days without injury? I've got something like meetings without South Carolina person, and it's going strong. So maybe next time.
I know some people in the neighborhood, but I'll invite them to your next meeting.
Yeah, send them on over.
End your streak.
Now my streak of meeting people from California is strong.
You should have moved here, not there.
If the market allows.
Wait. No, I'd vote Florida if you moved anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to try something new for this next room. Tim gave me a great tip on how to recreate rooms. It's going to look crazy. I'm going to put like 85. Is that like what I should? So sometimes when I do this and somebody drops off and then someone will be in a room by themselves. So it's like you need to have the bigger number so that there will be at least a couple of people per room. So it's going to look a little weird. At least I think like in my brain, it's going to register a little bit weird. Hopefully it works. If not, you're on mute. But his call.
Yeah, but because this is your second breakout room where everyone who's on here are proven to be participants, it's gonna give you a much more accurate number that you're looking for than the first time that you did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say if not, you can practice your elevator pitch.
Michelle, what part of California are you from?
I am outside of Sacramento in Folsom.
Okay, I'm California too, but southern San Diego area.
Okay. You have better weather than me.
I'm from San Diego. My business partner Jerry lives in Irvine.
Oh,
Kim, we
lovely. Yeah.
Kim, we should do a map. We should do a map next time to say where people are from. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in Irvine.
Where are you from, Beth?
I'm San Diego, North County, San Diego.
Whereabouts?
There's a lot of California people for this being 7 a.m.
What part of North County?
Go Getters.
I'm out of Oceanside, so I've been buying here since 2000. And if you haven't been to Oceanside, you will realize that there's a 5-star resort now sitting by the ocean. So that was a very, very good choice because I could see it was an emerging market.
Yeah, I used to live right there by the Walmart off the 78 by the water tower.
Okay, so a Fire Mountain?
Right by there. No, on that's 76 that's north side. Almost on the cusp of San Marcos.
Oh yeah, on the cusp.
Further, okay, yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, it's just, I love where I live. I'm literally a mile from the beach and I have a 14,000 square foot lot, so I love my home. I'm pretty happy.
I definitely want to go with you more, but I'm originally from PB. I'm a PB native.
I love it. Yeah, we're going out tonight to dinner at a place in La Jolla. It's a Michelin star restaurant, so I'm super excited. Never been, so it'll be fun. Eventually, Kim will put us in rooms, and we'll.
I will. I'm gonna open it, and I can see him, and it's gonna look weird. I'll probably just have to shuffle you guys around.
I believe
Kim, will you
it's
be able to
Winston Thomas,
Big dog, what's going on?
dude, congratulations. And how scary is that?
Well, I officially, like, I left 2 months ago, but they wanted me to consult for them still because I had my
Sure.
own department there. So I've been seeing the incoming, so I'm not as nervous or scared as you might be if it was like putting 2 weeks in and you're done, you know?
Right.
So I'm excited, man. It's great. The first week by myself, like my own business, I mean, I've done 5 times what I did in 10 months. So, you know, I have addictive personality, man. So when I had the W-2, it was really tough to just focus my time on my business. So I'm excited.
Well, I'm looking forward to forward to that transition. I'm not quite sure how to get there as fast as I want to, but I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
yeah. For me too, it's like I won't be, you know, Bible thumper per se, but you know, it's a faith journey for me. So most would say where I'm at, they wouldn't have left their W-2, but like I said, in a week, I've done more than I've done in months. So I mean, there's nothing like having your back against the wall. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I hear that. I have a family and 2 houses, so I have a nut I have to hit, and
Right.
So it's a big nut to have to have replacement income for, and I'm just not there yet. And I'm in the multifamily game, which is a long game, right?
Right.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. It's going to take me another couple years, I think, but I'll get there.
Due time. And where are you looking at right now, like market wise?
That's actually what I'm working on right now, is trying to figure out kind of where I want to sit. I have been studying the crap out of Lindahl's book on market market cycles, and putting that into practice. And I mean, we have active properties on the LP side in Charlotte,
Nice.
and yeah, and Texas. So between the two, I think we're up to about 140 doors. But you know, it's on the
Awesome.
LP side, so it's really cool. But it's the below 50% of the cred. So
Hey, that's fine.
you know, but I'm happy to be there, right? I mean, my wife and I are both in our late 40s. I mean, she's only like 25, but you know, we've been learning about multifamily for that last year, and meeting people, and you know, figuring out who do we want to sponsor with, and learning about market research, and learning about due diligence. And you know, so now we just got to transition to putting all of this crap we've learned into practice.
Absolutely. And I know right now too have you heard about the Utah Jazz story and Dwayne Wade?
No.
So Dwayne Wade is a 1% owner of Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
But the Jazz will list him as a part owner. They don't say small owner. It's a marketing play, right? And that's how I treat
absolutely.
LP. You know, from a broker perspective, is I tell them I own a 233 unit that just closed an escrow last week.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I market the crap out of it as I can, but it's all audience, right?
Right. What's your shoot? There's only 20 seconds. What would you say is your superpower?
Oh man, you know, I'll tell you what it is. It's a business plan.
I love it.
My superpower is business plan, and I'm going to become a phenomenal underwriter. And my wife is a phenomenal asset manager already.
Oh, let's link up.
Oh, it's gonna make us recording. Oh, so
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. Welcome back. I misunderstood, and now Tim's gonna help me recreate the room.
Blame Tim.
That was in a great conversation.
Right?
I'm
Hey,
so sorry.
my info's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Please take these contacts, follow up with them after the call as well.
Kimberly, just to confirm.
Okay,
Yeah, just to confirm, you want 3 people per room, is that correct?
Yeah, like 2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to, I've learned, and maybe I'm just a terrible millennial and everyone's known this, is if everybody here commits to throwing their info in the chat, you can actually click the 3 little bubbles in the top right and save chat. So you've got everyone's contact information rather than writing it down. If I just learned this late, let me have my glory, okay?
Yeah. The trick with the save chat is you have to do it before the breakout session happens, because once you go into the breakout, you come back, it resets the chat. So you would have to remind people to download the chat before you put them into breakout session.
Maybe that'll be like a last thing we do when we leave. I don't know. Thank you, Tim.
I know.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys, I'm gonna put you guys in your room now.
How'd that happen? That is so funny. So what
I
do you
love
do?
it.
You're asking about superpowers, so you must know Bethany. That's like her shtick.
Man, that's like the MFM stick. Like that's what everybody refers to, and I've tried to change it. Rather than superpower, I feel like I like to call it major and minor, just because I like to dare to be different, right? So it's like, what's your major? What's your minor? So me, underwriting, right?
Okay.
I actually took a technical underwriting class. Have you ever heard of Hitomi
I'm sitting. Yes, I was just met with her a couple weeks ago, and I'm trying to make a decision.
Her class,
kind of,
for me, right? Grain of salt. Took underwriting to another level for me. Like it just made it so clear cut. There's a lot of things I looked at that, not to discredit MFM by any means, but it's a lot deeper on the technical side on underwriting than you get at surface level. So
yeah,
I'm not making your decision for you by any means, but it definitely was immensely helpful for me.
But then also, like Gene and I did, we came back in. And so that seemed to work too, you know? So I learned.
We're gonna try it again, guys. Yeah, we're gonna try it again. Sorry about that. Yeah.
David, I'm gonna find you. I want to find you, David. We gotta finish.
We're gonna finish this conversation.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello, Winston. How's it going?
Not bad. I want to value this conversation. I was like, man, I've been having good conversations getting cut off, but they're good. It's a good problem to have, right?
Good. What part of the world are you from, man?
Everywhere, man. I'm all these places. Now, my mother's in Germany, so I lived there for quite some time, but now I reside in good old Columbia, South Carolina. You know, getting a little bit of that twang, if you will. How about yourself?
Yeah, I grew up in upstate New York, and now I live in Los Angeles, but I bounce around the United States quite a bit too. So
nice. What about yourself, Anthony? You might be away from the keyboard. Oh,
I was just in Columbia on Thursday actually for a business meeting.
Well, shoot. Well, now next, if you're ever back, hit me up. You know, I got to definitely explore some Columbia.
Yeah, one of my partners lives in Augusta, Georgia.
Nice, awesome. Well, if you're ever back that way, you know, definitely hit me up. I'm always down to network because, like I said, man, there's not a lot of people I meet that are in the Carolinas, and then Georgia kind of gets looped in there as well. You know, so
yeah, we're looking pretty heavily in the southeast, Carolinas, Georgia, Florida, because we have the apartment side, and then we also have our metal building side where we actually are metal building erectors. So
nice.
Lynn did a lot of work within about a 3-hour radius of Augusta.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely. So what do you? I know I just got asked this question, so it's my favorite to ask. Is some people like to say the superpower, if you will. I like to change that mindset and put what's your major and what's your minor in terms of capabilities and specialties.
Ironically, now my minor is change management and my major has been team building.
Awesome. You said the minor was what? I didn't catch that.
Change management. That's a Six Sigma term.
What does it
change?
To the non-Six Sigma people?
Change management means when you're bringing in a process or an idea that goes upstream like salmon, and people will usually push back like the current. So you have to get everyone on board to roll with opportunities.
Like that. That's a good one. I was going for the stereotypical stuff. He hit me with some good words there. I love it. And you said you're looking in the southeast markets?
Yeah, so we have our partner Rolly. We did a deal with them in Chattanooga through another group that we're friends with. And so he lives up just outside of Bellevue in Sammamish, Washington. Okay. So he's our boots on the ground in the Pacific Northwest. We do a lot of opportunities up there. We're actually working on a 26 store in Portland. It's a 92 vintage, but it's in pretty decent shape. And we plan on only doing about a 4-year hold on it. And but we do like the Southeast. We just have so much business over here. It just makes more sense to leverage those relationships.
Be careful in Portland. Portland is not good, and Oregon's not good for investors, man.
Yeah, so you don't know enough to know what you don't know, and I mean that respectfully. So what I'd like you to do is have my business partner sit there, and he can show you where we came to, because I lean very red, and I'm very anti certain markets. But at the end of the day, this is a business to make money and not to live. I'm not living there.
I'm telling you, dude, the laws there are draconian. So read the rental laws. They are just like California. And I've lived in California forever, and I've never invested here.
The Oregon market is different from Illinois or California. So I hear where you're coming from, but those data points are incorrect.
I'm not incorrect. I've been doing this since 2011. I've been to Portland several times, and I just was there. So I'm just saving you. And don't do anything 26 units. You cannot throw people out in Oregon, man. So
Chris, what markets do you look at?
Texas. We stopped doing Georgia too, because Georgia just changed their laws. Texas, Florida, and the Carolinas. Nice. So, but we don't invest in Washington, California, Oregon, Illinois, New York, and we stopped doing Georgia. I've gone full cycle on 6 deals.
Nice.
One was in Georgia, we looked at Oregon really, really hard, and they just changed it's 3 years now where their laws are just like California. So
what were the law changes in Georgia? That's not a market I look at, but it's always curious.
In January, they're very pro. It's difficult to evict people. And the rental laws they're I'd have to go back and read them, but we stopped looking there though, because it's like in California. Like I have friends that my buddy Barry owns like 1,000 doors here. He's had people live in their apartments for almost 4 years now, and they haven't paid rent. Judges won't throw them out.
Jeez.
And those laws are exactly the same, like I said, in those other states, and they mimic California laws. So I hope everything goes well.
Oregon's a little different. I hear where you're coming from, but Oregon's different. But I'm not going to hijack this whole conversation, but we can get into that another time.
It's not different, and I'm telling you, you go back and read them. And
we have properties there. We're operators in the area.
Yeah, you're wrong then. It's
100%. I appreciate your input.
Yeah.
On your team, what do you focus on, Chris? And like everyone has their own specialty, if you will, or unique identity they provide within their group. What's that for you?
I'm the capital raiser, and then I was an owner operator, but now we have a pretty big team. So we have asset managers. We have 28 employees now. So
wow.
I've gone full cycle, and like I said, on 6 deals, I own 5. And then I'm buying a resort, and we're looking at 2 deals in Dallas.
Nice.
We do the distressed. We buy the old crappy ones and rehab them, make them into nice homes. So
do you know any asset managers that reside within the Carolinas by chance? That's kind of one part of the team that's really been lacking for me.
I do. Avery, and I know. Are you looking to hire or partner?
Just partner when the deal presents itself.
Okay. I have to go through my Rolodex because I got a pretty. Are we on LinkedIn together?
I'm literally on it right now as you're talking.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I've had great luck with LinkedIn. You got to work it, but it really, really works,
Right.
especially when you're capital raising.
Yeah, I think for me too, with the asset managers, it's been more of, like yourself, people who have already used them, just hearing it from their mouth rather than searching fresh. Because, everyone looks great on LinkedIn if they do it right.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. How about you, real quick? So, like we discussed.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm big on the underwriting portion. So my major would be the underwriting. Minor right now is more of the market research, if you will, or acquisitions. I've kind of been doing all that right now. Like I said, I recently left the W-2, so I've been assuming every role of our group, but it's been acquisitions and underwriting's been a big thing for me. And I'm only focusing right now within certain markets of South Carolina and North Carolina. I could definitely look at other markets that have good opportunity that I'm familiar with, but I just want to present myself as boots on the ground and be able to drive to the property literally an hour after I get the information from the broker. So those are the areas I've been focusing on currently.
What we did is we built databases of we're looking in Houston and Dallas specifically, and then we built a database of all the apartment complexes in the market and then the submarkets.
Mm-hmm.
And so we know, and I can share with you afterwards what it is. So you should do that too. It'll save you a lot of time. So something comes on the market, you'll know, like do you have, and we do have subscriptions to not Crexy, what's the other one? Gosh, I'm
CoStar.
Yeah, CoStar, which is expensive, but it's worth every penny because it'll save you a lot of time. And by doing that, we were able to be one of the things that's really helped me is making friends with the REO, stands for real estate owned groups from banks, and go right to the local banks, like the cities that you're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
It might be like a credit union or like Navy Federal Credit Union, or it might even be big banks like B of A, et cetera. But they'll have a portfolio of properties that they might want to get rid of. And it's weird. You'll get a phone call. Hey man, this guy's struggling. So we were able to pick up our last 3 properties that way. So.
No, I appreciate that. I definitely want to connect a little bit further. I had one of the brokers I just made a relationship with on Thursday. He said if I throw him any list of any properties that I'd like to get information on that could be off market, they'll do all the scouting for me if they could be a broker. So that's helpful.
Yeah, and then most brokers have a CoStar. So like if you can use them and say, hey, I'm looking at. You can kind of like piece together like a database, like I was telling you about, by strategically going to one broker to ask them for these 10, ask these. You can do it that way until you can afford, because it's like $3,000 a month, I think, and that's a big hit. So
yeah, and I've got CoStar access as well. I've been primarily.
You have it, perfect.
Yeah, what I've been looking at for this broker who wants to do off-market scouting for me. It's not for free because he wants to be the broker, but
sure.
I've just been looking around emerging areas, especially around Assembly and Main Street in South Carolina. Find the Starbucks and find the property that's under rent right now, and just say, hey, go call them. But yeah, we'll definitely connect offline. I mean, both of you guys,
yeah, go big.
Things to learn from. So I appreciate you guys' value that you guys are adding. That's why we call it the equity exchange, right?
Yeah. Go big. 36 units or above.
That kind of stuff.
Kind of miss that handy work.
David, what's up?
I love it. I'm going to send you a Zoom. What are you doing after Kim's call?
I have to decline, man. Today's family day. I'm taking the daughter to the zoo.
Okay.
We're getting after it, but we will get
a
connection. Yes.
It'll happen.
Yeah, because Winston has nothing else to do after that. I mean, in the middle of the week, right?
Yes, in the middle of the week, give me a shout. We'll connect.
Facebook says we have 137 mutual friends. I didn't even know I had that many friends on Facebook. So,
Your furniture looks great from the front lawn. I'm just kidding. That sounds weird. But
yeah,
we got a lot of friends.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys for being so patient with us today. Thanks for joining us, Beth and Tim, and of course, all of you attendees, because that's who we're doing this for. So it's fun for us. We hope that you guys get some value from it. Go ahead. Yeah, you.
Real quick. I'm gonna start challenging everybody. Bring 2 people next month, just to help them provide value and network with other individuals. I think I've heard multiple times people have said that they've made great connections. Like Rochelle was one of them from being on a network like this with Gina. So you never know what that next network connection looks like.
Yeah, that's the power of one. Who's all read the?
There we go.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
I was blowing up Kimberly's phone yesterday going, do I have any marketing material I can forward out? If I've got it, I'll forward it out. Did you give it to me and I just missed it? So I was, shoveling some stuff out. So, and now it's out there in the universe. So
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you did. And you bring some people. So it's great. Thank you for that. I know I wasn't the best on my
challenge. I took it on before you knew you were giving it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
More pressure for next time. I want double.
Okay, you got it, man. I might have my kids signing up, but hey, I'll succeed.
We'll take her. All right. You guys have a great rest of the Saturday, rest of the weekend, and we'll see you again next month. And hopefully before. Please connect before then.
Yeah. Take care, guys.
Thank you, Kimberly. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Have a nice one.
I'd love to meet y'all who I didn't get a chance to. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.